It has been roughly 6 weeks since I got this baby, my British Airways American Express Premium Plus card. It's been an interesting few weeks. I have learnt a lot. Now, as a quick recap, you may remember this card will get you three things. So, at present, it will pick up Avios points for you. So, every pound you spend, you get 1.5 Avios. For every pound you spend in British Airways, you get 3 Avios points. In addition, once you hit a £15,000 spend, you get a 2-for-1 Companion Voucher, which basically gives you half price Avios and is an incredibly attractive allure if you want to hand over £15,000. Now, the last thing, which is actually coming in a week's time, and I've not heard anything from British Airways on this, but this card will earn you up to 2,500 tier points under the new British Airways system. There has been zero detail on this since British Airways did the big announcement in December, other than to say this was happening. I don't know if it is happening next week, 1st of April. April Fools. Who's the fool? We're the fools. So we will have to wait and see whether this is implemented then or it's going to be delayed or whatever. And I won't go into it, but it looks like a really complicated system, which is, well, is it going to compete with the £15,000 spend for the voucher? Is it going to be on top of that? Is it going to be in parallel? Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure they will tell us at some point. So yeah, those are the three perks of this card. And if you remember my previous video, I'm going to do a little bit of an Avios points run here to see how many points I can rack up over the course of the year. Now, today is not about that. It's very interesting. I will obviously going to do a video quite soon on that and how my spend is going. I thought for anyone who, like me, was looking at getting this card to boost those Avios points to obtain a companion voucher and to get the tier points when they come in, it would be useful to give you a little bit of a steer about what to expect from this product, the good, the bad, and the in-betweeners. Now, straight off the bat, I am not a financial advisor. You know the drill, you know the spiel, so please don't take this as financial advice. Make sure you consult appropriate people, before taking out any debt. And of course, it's always good to clear your balance often so you don't end up descending into debt because, yes, this card has a 138.5% APR variable. So if you don't pay it off, you are going to find yourself spiraling, and you don't want that. I am also not sponsored by American Express or British Airways. This is all me, my own personal opinion, and it's got nothing to do with any payments whatsoever. Righty ho then. So you're thinking like me, you know what? Maybe I could do with this product, eke out some of those Avios points, tier points, and go for the companion voucher. What do you need to know before you sign on the dotted line to apply? Now, first thing is first, the application process was pretty straightforward. Can't be too complex, kind of just filling out a form, and you obviously get your yay or nay, and yay, they yayed me. I got that. First thing, then, I suppose you'd be interested that there was no, at least I didn't see it, but I never got asked. There was nothing about the credit limit here. So I didn't sort of say, I want this much or this is how much they're prepared to lend me. So I kind of went in a bit blind, as it were, and I suddenly got a little bit scared, because we've been stung before by these credit card companies who come along and they dangle a little incentive, and you go for it, and no, it's gone. They snap it away. This was another major company beginning with B. This is a few years ago now, but my other half received an offer through the post saying, "Hey, why didn't you sign up to this card beginning with B? It's fantastic, interest-free transfers, interest-free credit transfers for like 2 years." So it's like, "Oh, great, fantastic!" Because this was the point when we were, which you shouldn't do, not financialize, you shouldn't do, when we were being card tarts and flipping our holiday spend between Virgin Money and some other ones. So that offer came through. So she was like, "Yeah, great, 2 years. That's a really long time." Applied for it. That got approved, and Barclaycard okay, it was Barclaycard. They came back and said, "Great, yes, well, welcome on board. You have £100, £100, £100. Like, you said about balance transfers. I've got like £3,000. Don't be so stupid. I got £3,000 in debt. I wanted to transfer here for the 24 months interest free, and you're telling me you're only going to give me a credit limit of £100. Yeah, but we gotta test you out, make sure you're credit worthy. It's not ridiculous. So I was a little bit apprehensive about this one when I completely forgotten. Like I put in the application, like, oh my god, they've said, like, for example, you can spend, if you can spend £6,000 in the first 3 months, you will get 60,000 bonus Avios points. Well, what if they give me £100 balance, £100 limit? Well, no, no. So I was a little bit perturbed on that one, but they came back and gave me over £14,000. That is, so that wasn't asked for, but that is the kind of limit you're gonna potentially expect. So they do think you might be a big spender. So I guess if you're not particularly good with money, be careful, because that could rack up a lot of debt. The next thing I have learned about this card is that it's not accepted everywhere. I'm not really a credit card aficionado, but there was always something in the back of my brain that said, so do you accept Amex? Do you accept Amex? Most places do, but not everywhere does. So I have found a few of those either smaller independent shops, and actually some of the bigger retailers also don't. But if you're looking at, for example, some of the online deliveries, or we do a veg box, which is £30 a week or whatever, that they don't accept it. Say a few of the pubs I've been to don't accept it. So yeah, be a little bit wary that you may have to be slightly strategic in some of the places you go, because it's not going to be accepted everywhere. However, the really good thing is accepted in nearly all, I think, all the major supermarkets. So you can definitely stick your supermarket shop onto it. In terms of commuting to London, it also works on the contactless payments for the train and the tube. So you can also rack up your commute on the card too. If you are also expecting to use this card abroad, don't think it's going to be commission free. I think it's like a 2.99% commission on foreign transactions. Obviously, you may earn a bit of Avios on that, but I don't think it would be enough to offset the fee. So if you're going to think about using this for a holiday, as in to use it abroad, it will probably cost you considerably amount of money in fee. So I'm going to stick to my nationwide credit card for spend on holidays, for any contactless spend on holidays, because that is commission free. Good for them. Of course, nothing is free in this world, very rarely free anywhere, unless you steal it, which you shouldn't do, because that's illegal. This is the case with this card. You also get a annual fee of £300. Now, in my case, please let me know if this is different to you. It was 1 month in, and the £300 was just added to the balance. And in terms of the £300, obviously you're not going to get any Avios points for that. You're also not going to use it towards that £15,000 voucher, companion voucher. So basically, you have to spend £15,300 to actually get the voucher. Yeah, so that's the fee, and that will be slipped in just a month or so once you've gone live. Next on the list is both the website and the app for American Express generally, but for this card is brilliant. I'm saying it's smooth, it's quick, it's easy, it's very well designed, and it is very easy to use. Unlike my personal previous card or banking online banking, which is with Nationwide, out of just for the record, which I do like, by the way. This one, I have to say, is a little bit sort of considerably higher up. Like the transactions are a lot quicker. It's not almost instantaneous, but once you pay off a balance, I've seen it's usually, I know, 5-10 minutes, and it's all been processed. The Avios points are processed very quickly as well. The app also has a selection of offers, so you're able to exclusive offers, so you're able to, like 20, 25 different things. Lots of it is high end spending, so go to this fancy pants hotel and spend £1,000, and you'll get 200 quid off or whatever it is. So it tends to be those sort of discounts. But I've had like co-op funeral care and planning your will. So hopefully they don't know something I don't know. And the app also is interoperable. it works together. I can never say that word. Interoperable. I can never say that word. Let's say it. So it works together pretty seamlessly with my Nationwide app. So when I say make a payment, click on it, log into the Nationwide app, and I think it might be if you're on a secure network like your Wi-Fi or trusted network, it does it instantaneously. Absolutely instantaneously. No need to get the card reader and so on. However, if you are, I think if you're either out or on an unsecure network, I think this is it. Maybe they do ask you for a card reader. But anyway, so that makes it very simple because I was a little bit worried about having to keep bloody to-in and fro-in between different banks and paying this off and moving this over there. But this is not the case here. Suddenly from home, I'm able to pay it all off seamlessly and smoothly. And of course, it keeps track of your various goals. It keeps track of all the Avios points you're getting, and then has a little ticker of where how close you are getting to that £15,000 spend. And also, it's a little bit worrying because I didn't really pay much attention to how much things like food shopping or whatever it's cost. And so it's like, bloody hell, how much have I spent in the last 6 weeks? So be a little bit prepared to suddenly, when you see that that's been condensed. I was doing it over sort of 3 or 4 different outlets, current account, joint account, credit card, blah, 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 savings account. And so when it's nearly all in one place, it's like, whoa, I need to stop spending. You will also benefit from a host of other offers if you go to the website, and there are obviously partnerships, I should say, with the likes of O2 or Brighton and Hove Albion. If you really like that football team and want to go and follow them, you can get some decent discounts and little perks like 10% back on beverages and food at the O2. So there are a selection of good options out there and linked to this card. I will say though, however, a lot of these are premium or quite expensive. So I think they're aiming for, the big spenders. So don't think you're going to be scrimping and saving and sort of like, hey, get £2 off for every £3 you spend in Greg's. Oh, do I? Chicken bakes. Let me know what you think. Chicken bakes, cheese and onion slice. I'm going for the chicken bake. And the final aspect, but perhaps one of the best aspects, is to plan ahead and look at these hacks, which is go to the Avios website and see what offers they have on. So, for example, they'll go to the Sony store. For every pound you spend, you get 10 Avios points. So, let's say you need to buy a new TV and you splash out, I don't know, it's £1,000. Well, £1,000, 10,000 Avios points. And then, of course, if you pay for that with your Amex card, you get another 1,500 Avios points. So, ching. So, yeah, I definitely think the stacking of Avios, so using Amex with the Avios purchases, is a great way to eke up that Avios total. Although we'll talk about that a little bit later when I've been able to sort of digest and no, that's the wrong. No, to absorb the spend and come up with some guidance and some tips and some ideas. But that is great. So I really like this card. I think it's a premium card. It's a quality card. And I'm very much enjoying this journey. So if you do find this interesting, obviously, and want to come with me as I endeavour to help with the Avios adventure, then obviously like and subscribe. And if you're interested in seeing how to boost your Avios points, you can always watch this video.